from the city of Tel Del Mora, the odd topside drow settlement amongst the surface and the outskirts of the untamed wilds where magic seems to struggle. You have bought seeds and mushroom pods, made an unusual ally from a now former member of the royal drow family, and were tasked with going to the city of Aranum to discover more through a dragonborn man named Charlie. It is now midday. What would you guys like to do?
You left out something important.
My memory is trash, so I am sorry.
You forgot that Mawiri got attacked by an animal.
Oh god.
Thank you, Dort.
And we got attacked by an animal. Them darn drow raccoons.
They're grubby little hands.
Bats.
So what you're saying is Drowcoons.
Yes. Droons, if you will.
Damn drones getting into people's garbages.
Now, is it like a dark elf in shape but with a raccoon pattern, or is it a raccoon that's just completely bald and it's like
Completely bald raccoon, and it just looks awful.
Yeah.
Or
It's
is
got
it
elf ears.
It's extra wrinkly.
or is it exactly a dark elf, but they have a Robin mask on?
It is a hairless raccoon, and they look horrid.
It's a normal-looking drow with a robin mask, and it's just digging through garbage.
Oh
It
god,
just
what,
hisses at you.
what god was it that wears the mask again?
Veroon.
You mean
It's
mask?
just his
Yeah,
followers.
there's a drow called Gold Veroon, and his symbol's a mask. But anyways, you are all in the city in midday. Lady Sedona is in the inn having a light breakfast. The day is yours. What would you like to do,
I'm gonna go apologize.
Sedona?
Yeah.
Worry not, dear. I was simply being facetious, given my current circumstance of excommunication.
Still, I'm sorry. It's how I usually get my brothers to feel happier.
Killing someone's facetious?
I forget that some of you have grown around the company of other drow.
So, are you guys in where are you guys currently?
Everyone is in the main hall of the inn unless you stated otherwise.
Okay. I'm just gonna say that Janek is just like coming down the stairs, and you just see him come down, and he's carrying the block of cheese, and he's just pulling pieces off of it and eating it.
As you walk down the stairs, Lady Sedona, you make eye contact with her. And her expression does not change. There's no eyebrow, it is just simply the eye movement. And her eyes linger, then slowly turn back to the small barbarian that's with her.
He likes cheese. I don't know.
He is certainly unusual, to be blunt.
Yeah, we're all a little unusual.
Well, you have someone from the former caliphate, you have a transmutation spell gone wrong, you have a very brightly colored individual, and you have yourself.
A baby.
Yes.
I'm flipping you off.
Good.
When I heard Caliphate, that I perked up for a second, and then when she continued to speak in common, I just kind of went back to what I was doing.
Hold on, give me a second, I have to roll her real quick. Jesus fucking Christ, this woman has no chill. She turns to you and notices you perk up. Once again, it's the same unchanging expression. Her eyes don't even really twitch that much. It's just, there's no movement in her face whatsoever other than speaking and blinking. Think of Botox to the extreme. You cannot tell if her face is unable to move in certain ways, or if this is just how she is natural. And she speaks to you in Akiri, however, it is highly accented. A lot of syllables that are rather harsh in your language are less harsh, so some words come out a little awkward sounding. Do you not know your own history, or do you only carry oral traditions with you?
I answer her back in Akiri. Yeah, all my tribe that has is oral tradition.
Dearest, we must take you to the library soon. Perhaps I can pull some strings. There's many things that get lost in the word of mouth. Many, many things. You see her get her little, it's like a bonnet almost, and she ties it on, which keeps her hair from going all wild. It's enchanted to literally do her hair for her.
Fancy.
How'd you get one of those?
I paid for it, dearest. I paid for it.
Oh,
Working for the Grand Archives of Blood has its perk.
I want one now.
Well, we are heading to Aranum. The Teresians were always known for their gaudiness, a thing that I never liked. The cities were always bright. As an unfortunate emissary, it was always unpleasant to visit. Lady Blacklight, even less so.
Oh, I take it you don't like her.
I do not. The woman is... How should I put it light? A bitch is what you'd probably say up here.
What'd you say
Did she
about
say this in common?
Yep.
Janek just goes, and he's just like a little bit of cheese crumbles out of his mouth.
You don't see her face change, but you hear that little typical nasal laugh, or there's a little bit of an exhale. But there is no expression change.
I'm quite curious. What do you call a bitch down there?
Depends. Do you mean the dialect of Drow Elvish or Undercommon?
Both?
Jungult for Undercommon, and Veskant in the Drow dialect of Elvish.
Yeah, the Drow dialect sounds worse.
It means female dog who sleeps with many in Elvish, and I find that very amusing. It fits her very well, considering she has a harem of men around her at any given time.
Huh.
I steal from mine and walk away. Go away.
Uh-huh.
You and one of my brothers get along very well. Just make sure he doesn't run off like he usually does. And she gets up and takes her plate over to the barkeep. Who then immediately perks up and gives her a curtsy because she looks a little bit scared at this woman's presence. And only seems to relax when Sedona begins to walk away.
Friend of yours?
With a name like Canehurst attached to your own, it does have certain downside.
Why don't you just change your name?
Then I wouldn't have as much fun.
Valid.
Because when your name is attached to a saying is, we're just as likely to kill you with a knife as we are to blow up. It's rather fun. Blood magic has its perk. It certainly does. But anyways, I was meaning to talk to you. When do we begin the rest of our trip?
Probably whenever our mounts are ready to.
She looks back to Ibram. And in Akiri, once again, it's this really accented version of her own language. Do we intend to stay here much longer, or will we be on our way soon?
I follow the others, and I just try to keep watch.
Yeah, same.
She tilts her head a little bit, but once again, her expression does not change.
I mean, we can go as soon as everyone gets their stuff together.
I thought she said that in Akiri.
She did.
I was responding to the statement before.
Janek just kind of puts his cheese back in his bag, whatever is left. He goes up to the barkeep. He goes, "Hey, could I have some water?"
Of course, of course. And she just reaches under the counter and pulls out a water skin and pours a small glass of it. And then gives it to you.
You just start sipping it.
The glass is more of a bourbon glass, and it's very intricately made with a bunch of geometric.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a fun question. How are we all gonna go?
I assume we would travel along the roads to Arenum. Unless you have
But
medical means.
we have two mounts. The druid.
Unless somebody mentions that you guys are planning, I'm just going to just be vibing.
Just Ibram just disassociating the background.
The conversation's mostly in common, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, if you're worried about my own mount, it will be of no issue.
Oh,
I'm ready to report whenever you are.
I'm ready.
And she then speaks in Akiri to Ibram. They seem to be ready to travel. Are you, dearest?
Of course, it still have the course that we plotted, and I pull out the map and I just kind of splay it out on a table.
She looks down.
Janek also kind of comes over and just is like looking. He has no idea what you guys are saying, but he's curious.
he's
And you hear kind of like a very, how do I word this? A disappointed sigh, but once again, no expression change, as is the usual. I was really hoping to visit. Where are my notes?
She just pulls out.
No, sorry, I'm checking my DM notes.
I know.
I
It's
was
just completely out of character.
I was hoping to visit Feathers Fall. I do have an acquaintance there. Which would have been the original route you would have taken to Arana. It would have been longer.
I mean, you still can.
I ought to send a message. Duchess does worry about me so. Sweet little thing, sweet. But not with her own issues herself. So shall we be off?
Excuse me.
Sure.
So do you guys make your way out of the inn?
That's,
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk out, Sedona being the last one behind everyone.
wait, who has my
Saddle.
saddle? Thank you.
I assume that either the person who rides you carries it or yourself.
That was
Muriri.
Murray. Does Murray have it or do I have it?
I can have
One of you has it. One of you has it. No one stole it.
I'm fine with being the one that's carrying it around. I was just wondering What?
We just go
I
back
am
and forth on
carrying-
different days.
I know that I'm carrying mine.
Okay. I just kind of put it on the ground because if I have it on me, it'll like just disappear.
Okay. So you're gonna use this time to saddle up real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're doing that, Sedona does do something unusual. The little fur wrapping that she usually shields her hands in, she pulls out a small little. I wouldn't say dagger is being generous. It's a very, very small, almost ceremonial knife, very intricately made. Does not look like it would fare well in a fight. She drags it across her finger, and only a droplet of blood comes out and floats above her hand. It glows before it just disperses into dust before her. Then, Jonik, you see one mouse pass by you, then another, then another, then the swarm descend.
We're the rats, yes, we're the rats.
Pretty much. And if you've ever seen ants go around in a circle, you're kind of seeing that around Lady Sedona. They're just circling around
Mm.
until there is more or less a pile of rats rather than a swarm. They go under her and begin to lift her. You'll have horsepower, she has rat power.
I mean, I have horsepower. But Jonik has,
Wolf power.
yeah.
The pioneers used to ride these boys for miles.
How many rats does it take to get 1 horsepower?
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
She literally called every rat within a 10-mile radius.
Oh, hey, the city's gonna be rat-free, but wherever we're going is gonna be infested.
Oh, yes.
She just starts
This is-
a whole another project.
I just found it. Look, it's Janek.
Aw.
Horsepower. Heckin' vroom vroom.
So as she lifted about 3 feet off the ground, a massive tidal wave of rats that look frenzied. And just kind of drifts upon these rats too, you guys.
I'm glad those are not spiders.
It's a magic carpet made of rats.
Pretty much. I based this off a video game I saw, but I cannot find it to save my life.
Is she standing or is she sitting?
She's standing. She's pretty much being lifted by this congealing mass of rat.
Interesting.
Don't they bite at you?
Not while the spell is active.
Why not just make one mega rat?
Janek, you just see Janek as a dire wolf just go.
I'm trying to find this one game.
Better yet, I'm surprised you don't kill them with the weight of your body.
Blood magic has its perks. Where is it? Where is it? I found the fucking game.
So I'm guessing that Helena is handling me.
The best a 2'8" halfling can to a giant Hans, yes.
I mean, she did it the last time.
You're right.
I forget the name of the person that's spectating. I was gonna say it's freaking great the fact that Mega Rat and then Janek is literally just a giant rat.
Janek is mega rat.
He is a Mega Rat, yeah. Oh, okay, Sage.
Hi, Sage.
You know.
This is kind of what's happening.
On so high.
This is kind of what you guys are seeing before you right now, but just not as tall.
I kind of picture.
Oh
Yep.
god.
I always kind of pictured Janek when he's the dire wolf is just like this.
That's just horrifying.
No.
Really
So-
big, really big bupper.
He
He's
gets
so-
pets.
Anyways, do you guys start to make your journey?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So as per usual, you guys can make perception rolls in any way, shape, or form you'd like to, giving whoever advantage.
Do I have good perception as well? Yes, I do, right?
You have advantage because are you guys going at a fast, a normal, a slow?
Just normal, but like top speed is what I would say. Like, normal going.
Okay, then no disadvantage. So just roll as you wish, as with your perception.
And I'll give
Let's
you help.
see. Oh yeah, where you can do the advantage thing.
So you're giving advantage to Muiri.
Wait, what?
Or no, wait, what's going on?
I'm giving
think
him
she-
advantage.
Oh, my bad. Yes.
Yes. The person with a -1 in perception. Let's give her advantage.
I mean, it's still better if you have advantage than not, but. Dude.
Helena, do you want to roll perception as well?
Yeah, hold on.
Wait a second. Janik, why did you roll twice?
Did I have advantage?
Muiri was helping you, if I remember right.
He.
So, yeah, you could. But okay, so everything seems pretty normal as you're traveling. You see, the silk kind of thins out and almost starts to, after so many hours, begins to go into this nice rolling hills of just green grass. Very few trees here and there. What you do see is a very large and cumbersome oak tree every now and again. Helena, what you see is off the beaten path a bit, behind a few hills, just the faintest looks of grass has been walked over.
Hey, do y'all see that?
And as she pointed out, you guys do see the faint little trail of walked over grass.
Which language did she say that in?
Oh,
You would have looked over to where she pointed and you would have seen. You just wouldn't have known what she was talking about. You'd be like, oh, hey, look, a trail.
How would I have seen her if she's on my back?
Horses can
Yes.
see to the sides really well, actually.
Yeah, they can see behind them.
Yeah. Maybe not directly behind them, but it's like, what, 270-degree vision? Something like that.
Around that.
Okay, so are we slowing down to go and check, or
I
Are
say
you
so.
guys?
I want to.
What does our travel partner think?
It's rather odd to see such trails this far away from guarded territory. I do believe it's worth investigation.
Okay then.
Once again, she's kind of now, you see the full force of just rat around her. It literally, she's going behind you guys, and the entire congregation of rats takes up both sides of the road. All you hear behind you is constant squeaking unless she talks, when they stop.
They have manners.
They do. They know when their lady needs to talk. So you guys go over to investigate?
I do.
Yeah.
Are you guys going in stealthily, or are you just going in normally?
I have really good stealth stats as a wolf, so I'm gonna do it stealthily.
Okay.
I need to bring up the Haunts' stats.
The horns.
he's just making so much noise from his big feet. Just going gung, 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 gung. slight trembling of the earth with each footfall.
Okay, well, this not gonna be good, but I'ma do it.
Do you know how much I would laugh if, like, because Muri's gonna go in stealth as well, is if Janik is completely hidden and then there's just like a floating pink tiefling.
Okay, off to a good start.
Let's see.
Oh god.
Do, 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 do.
That's it, by the way.
Helena, or Muiri, did you get off the wolf?
No.
I'm just picturing the wolf is just doing. I'm just doing like the Looney Tunes tiptoe thing, making no noise whatsoever.
Okay. Helena, are you also individually rolling for stealth?
Yeah, I can.
The one who can actually hide very well in tall grass. How well will this go?
Are you gonna give her advantage because she's in
Yeah.
tall grass? And she's
Yeah, you
short?
get advantage. You get advantage in this because this grass is taller than you. Okay. So everyone loses track of the dire wolf and the baby.
Just
So John, your predator instincts kick in. You get low to the ground, and just gently move side to side with each step. Try not to disturb the grass all too much.
Hmm.
Helena, you just calmly walk. Your body is so small. The only thing that you're worried about is your giant halberd. Then you're like, oh wait, maybe I should take that off my back real quick, and then you just put it in front of you. So Hans, you're just following the trail, and you're just kind of like clip clop, like just every few steps, just like looking side to side, and taking 2 massive steps forward. Muiri, you're hiding behind the giant horse, thinking that you're hidden.
it's like he's like 3 feet above where the ends of the grass is, so he's completely visible for miles.
And the way that she's taking cover behind me, all I can think of is those old, like, war reels where it has the dudes walking next to a tank as cover.
Oh god.
All I can think of is don't be suspicious. Don't be.
Be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Okay, so Jonik, you're the first one to get there or get into sight of what's going on. You see 3 figures around what looks to be a ritual site. You hear weird chanting, and you see a body splayed before them. Hard to make out what it once was as it's now twisted and mangled. You see them pull out what looks to be a weird, hollow, half-domed bone and scoop into the now open carcass, whatever this once was.
You know
Yeah.
what?
And they pull up this weird half-circle thing, and it's filled with black Icarus goop.
Can I cast spells while a dire wolf,
I don't
No.
believe so.
even though I am the moon druid?
You
I don't
get
think
that
that's-
later.
Is that a later thing? Let me double check. I definitely sounds like something I would get later, but I want to see when it is.
If you cast a spell that's concentration, you don't lose concentration when you shift, but you don't gain the ability to cast spells until much
Yeah,
later.
that sounds better, or that sounds more like it. But when is that?
I think it's around level 12 or 11 or something like that. Maybe later, around 16.
Anyway,
So you see them pull us out, and it's filled with that like very viscous black Icarus goop. One of them takes a drink, the other 2 chanting. They pass it to the next, clockwise. They take a sip and drink. The one before them now starting to cough a bit. Then the final person drinking the rest. And now they're doing this weird prayer chant on them. Paul, now you get in around the second passing, so you just see them drinking, and there's this like mutilated corpse splayed out before them. Its chest cavity's open. It's leaking black goop, and they're drinking the black.
That is disgusting.
Do you say that out loud?
No, just in general.
She's just thinking it to herself.
So right about now, you guys start to hear clomp, 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 clomp. And you see them all, like, quickly dart their heads over to this giant horse. Astral perception real quick for something. Okay. And they don't seem to pay it much mind. They're now getting up and looking suspicious. Muiri, you don't think they see you.
Oh, that's good. Do I see what they're doing?
They're all around this one splayed out, mutilated corpse. It's leaking the black goop. It looks like they drank it. They're wearing tattered robes, and they all have a symbol of a black sun leaking a black viscous liquid. So Hansman, you recognize the symbol instantly. This is the symbol of the Blighted God. However, it's not the sect that you know very well.
The Blighted God, was that
That's what Bayat's thing is. It's a god of knowledge.
Hmm.
However, they have been known. Some sects of them have been known to be a bit more extreme and like willingly infect themselves with disease in the name of enlightenment.
It's Nurgle. I'm kidding. Can I try to act natural like a horse and just attempt to move closer to them, but acting like a horse? Like
roll
like
deception or nature.
Not performance?
No. This is knowing how a nat. You're horsing it real good.
I'm just horsing around.
If you get close,
Dun dun.
and they don't notice Muiri. Somehow, you're just clinging onto the side of the giant horse, I guess.
She's doing the thing where she's just literally on the side of the horse, hanging sideways.
I'm just imagining that she's also on the wrong side, like she's towards them.
She tried to tell you, wait, no, don't turn that way, but you did it anyway. Because you can't understand each other.
Somehow their perception was so bad they think you're just a very awkward-looking saddlebag. Somehow.
Do I get a better look at what they're doing now?
So what you see before them is one of the many twisted creatures that have been afflicted by the Hollowed. And they willingly drank from it. You can't tell if this creature is once humanoid, as they literally cut the chest open, moved the sternum aside, and flayed from the shoulder all the way down to the wrist, on each arm and each leg, to try to get as much blood as they could. And they're speaking in... Samuri would understand this because they're speaking Infernal. And what Muiri hears is... No need to worry, Brother Aberon. It's just a horse and a very large saddlebag. I mean, I think I have a right to be on edge, as if we get caught doing this, we get burnt at the stake. And it's just kind of bickering.
She's gonna, like, turn her head to look at them and be like, so what are you doing that's gonna get you burned to the stake?
Do. Make a deck save, Muiri.
Oh, damn.
Wait. Oh no.
You... So a beam of this black, radiant energy comes streaking towards you. Ibram notices and bucks at the one who casts the spell. Ibram, roll an attack.
Wait a second. They were right next to me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, give me 1 second to bring up the Haunts' hooves.
The
You
hooves have
donkey
this-
kick. You should have donkey kicking one of them, and I hope it's a heavy hitter.
He just goes
Okay, that
flying.
definitely hit.
Oh man, +6.
Hans don't fuck around.
He got big feet.
Okay, so
Duality.
you go up, you kick, and the spirits of your ancient ancestors, every chieftain before you, flashes before your eyes, and you kick with such a force that one half of the head is looking to the right, and the lower half is pointing to the left. And he falls to the ground, slumped over. Everyone, please roll initiative.
I'm still in stealth, right?
Oh yeah, you guys are still in stealth.
Ooh.
I didn't realize that we had snuck directly up to them.
Hey, you got to them. You horsed so well. you
Oh,
did not
hold
notice.
on. Do you want me to roll again? Because I didn't have my piece out.
Yeah, if you want to.
It's giving me the. You wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Zach, can I ask you to do something for me?
What?
Because I'm a Haunts, I am large.
Give me a better moment.
Hey. Okay.
Shouldn't you be using the Direwolf's initiative because you're still the Direwolf?
Is that how that works? Wait, it's
Yeah.
exactly the same. It's +2, isn't it?
You're supposed to be using the
Wait, how does initiative work? Isn't it just the dex mod?
yes, but you're in the form of an animal. You take the strength, the dex, and the con of the animal, but you keep
The dex is still +2. So I did.
also.
Hmm.
Janek should also be large.
Oh yeah,
Direwolf.
large rat.
Enlarged. Okay, so who got what?
Well,
Because my eyesight's piss poor right now, and I'm finding a piece of paper.
one of the barbarian has left to go fix food. As it stands right now, I am last, with Mawiri second.
Now
and
I'm being
Janek
called.
first.
I will be back.
So Jonak got a 19. You got a 10, right, Ibram? My eyesight does not betray me.
Mic off.
Janek got a 19. Mawiri got a 17, and I got a 10.
Okay. Let's wait on Helena then.
Are Helena and Mawiri related? IRL?
No, they just live together. I mean, I have good news and bad news.
Hmm.
One of them is going last. The bad news is the strongest one is going first.
I have returned. Wait. Oh shoot! It's my. I'm go first. Oh
No, no,
dang
no,
it.
no. It's one of the other cultists, but I'm waiting for everyone to come back.
Okay. I just now realized that I got the highest initiative roll out of us. Wait, who was it that was with us?
She doesn't do combat.
I'm just trying to remember what her name was. It was Muriri and oh man, I'm bad with names.
Alana.
Alana. And then the blood mage. Was she a vampire?
Do you want to ask her?
Well,
What'd you say to her?
she didn't say, but Zach asked if you wanted to ask her. By the way,
Nah.
it's 18th level where you actually get the ability to cast.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that, and it's not a moon druid thing, it's a druid thing in general, right? That's why I couldn't find it in the moon druid.
Silas, why the hell did you just bite my nipple? You're way too old for that shit.
Isn't the night sky filled with, not completely, but like there's the gas giant is.
You're facing away from the gas giant right now.
Oh, okay. It
Because of
actually.
how the rotation works, you're facing away towards the night sky, which is where this is the only time of the month.
So it does move just like the normal night sky.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what your guys' leanings are politically, but somebody I know just posted a funny ass joke, and I'm gonna tell it.
Uh-oh.
Why won't the Republicans impeach Trump?
Hmm?
Mic on.
Because they insist on carrying a baby to full term.
Okay.
Oh, don't
That's just
I'm
a
back
good
and
joke.
that's horrible.
That's just a good joke.
It is.
Okay. The two stealth ones go before the two that are
Stealth.
directly next to them.
1 second.
Sorry, I'm distracting the DM with useless planet info.
It's
You're
okay.
fine.
Astronomy's cool.
He loves it. Don't let him fool you.
Okay, so the cultist lord is going to go first because they rolled really high in the combat order. And where is my thingy? My thingy.
I want to ride my bicycle. I
Mm.
want to ride my
It's just replaced with I want to ride my haunts.
I want to ride my really big horse.
I want to ride my haunts.
And they're going to cast spiritual weapon right there. And they're going to try to take a hit at Jonic.
Jonic is stealth.
Oh, my bad. Shh. I got
That is the second time. Oh wait, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
They're gonna go to Mawiri and hit Mawiri.
Oh,
They thought
It's giant rat wolf, really freaking just humongous, completely invisible.
Mawiri, what is your armor class?
my armor class is a 15.
This is just a 15.
Damn.
You take 7 damage.
Oh yay! Not that much.
Now they're going to cast Sacred Flame at you, as that was their bonus action.
Oh.
So you have to make a dex save.
Whatever will I do?
Damn. You just bitch slap that fireball aside.
Her tail is no longer broken, and she's now more dexterous, apparently.
I guess you just slap it. Like, no. I'm better
With
than
her tail. Just friggin' tail whips it.
you. Okay, next in the combat order should be Johnny.
Okay. So when it comes to surprise, I don't need to attack. Hold on. Do
When
I
it
have-
comes to stealth, if you run up to an opponent and you attack them, you have advantage on the attack roll.
Even if they see me running?
Except they won't see you running because you're stealth.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
Do you bum rush one of these dudes?
Let me think. You know what? I'm stealthed during the entirety of my movement. So I can do the full movement and it's fine, right? I have 50 feet of movement.
Jesus Christ.
So, hold on. Okay, so this is top right square. If I do it, and then, wait. If I can get to right, actually, hold on. I'm trying to do, hold on. If I go like this, wait.
Mic
Okay, I'm
off.
getting rid of the mini, no, the mini Jonic. If I do this, and then I do this, and I do
15,
this,
20,
this,
25,
this,
30,
this,
35.
and now
Okay.
I am behind him. Oh my womo, Shinderu.
Roll. Are you gonna attack them?
Okay, so I am going to do bite.
Okay, roll with advantage.
Do
That
dire wolves
is-
have a multi-attack?
Not from what I can see. But if the target is a creature, and I'm assuming these are creatures,
Yeah.
they must succeed on a hit on a for a DC 13 strength save, or be prone because I just smack them and they fall.
DC 13.
If I hit, so let me just do the attack roll, which will be a 2. Wait, no, +5 to hit, easy enough. And you said I have advantage because stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
I knew it!
Oh shit!
So you snarl and snap as soon as you get behind this man. And you scared the living shit out of him, and he jumped that far.
He just goes. "Ah." Can I use the rest of my movement now?
Sure.
And I just go.
Wait, since that was willing movement, does that mean that Jonna gets an attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Yeah. So just another roll.
Yep. You snuck up this man again. But he is
I
just
am
too
inept.
right. He's dodging, he's
Mic
dipping, he's
on.
weaving, he's bobbing. You just cannot touch this
I
man.
am completely inept.
Is that the one that cast the spell, or is that the other one?
That's the other one.
And then I am going to. Is this like a casket?
No, it's the body that they were drinking out of.
Okay.
So you should walk over it.
I am now just partially standing on it, yes.
Is that the end of your turn?
That should be the end of my turn, yes.
Next up, I believe, is Helena. What do you want to do, baby barbarian?
So that attack.
I've set you guys up for the perfect flank, so please, please.
Please, sir, can I have some flank?
Please, use my knowledge.
Okay. So I'm gonna get closer.
To that one?
How are you getting it to be in the center?
I don't know. It's
Because
There's snap to center, snap to corner, and no snap.
Oh, okay. I'm actually going to set it to being snap to center then, because or snap to corner, because it actually makes more sense. Because then I'll be actually yeah. Okay.
yeah, because of haunts and Muiri is on haunts. You can just walk.
I figured I'd have more clearance than like 2 feet, so I'd imagine she could just walk under me.
Oh yeah, pretty much. You can just go straight to this motherfucker.
Horse is very large, but also not a perfect square unless he is a very wide haunts.
So you want to go up to the spellcaster?
Cubic horse.
But my question is,
Yes.
since I have a crossbow, can I just stick it at him and shoot?
I mean, from where you were, yeah. Or do you want to
No,
move?
I mean up close.
I mean, you'd have disadvantage if you're like right up there, like against him. Like, say you're over here, then like, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay, so you move over there, roll an attack. I believe with crossbows you add your dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting very good rolls. 21.
Oh Jesus, is that a natural 20? Okay, it's not a natural 20. Okay, roll your damage.
Six.
Did you add your dex?
Yeah.
Then it will be 8.
Also, you rolled higher if you're proficient with crossbows because you add your proficiency modifier on the attack.
I
So
think I am. So it would be
would have been a 23.
10.
It would have been a 23 on the attack. The damage, you just add your dex.
Okay,
So then it's an 8.
see, it's an 8. I already took note. See, you fire a crossbow. It lands right in the shin. You don't really hear a scream of pain as you hear more of a guttural gurgle from this person. Is that all you're gonna do this turn?
Yeah,
Would you like to rage?
sure.
Okay. So you just hear her fire her crossbow, then shout.
Wait, she was attacking from stealth. She has advantage.
Oh yeah, roll one more time, see if you get that nat 20. You never know. Oh.
Yeah, no.
was worth a shot.
True. Next up should, I believe, be Muiri. I could be wrong.
Well then.
Yep, it's Muiri.
Do. The caster is going to get a firebolt.
Roll damage, please.
Well, roll attack.
You know what I mean. My brain dumb.
13.
Let me check. Yep, that hits.
And firebolt does.
A D10.
Oh, a d10. Thank you, Dort.
You're welcome.
With 5 damage.
You cast a spell and hit them. It lands on their shoulder. They recoil back. They seem to be very displeased with the damage that you've been dealt. However, it does not damage them any more than usual.
Okay.
Next up is Ibram.
So, is Mawiri still hanging on me,
Oh,
or
no,
has
I got
she... Okay.
Sorry.
Haunts.
Haunting.
Everything
The
else
haunt
is
has advantage.
The haunts does. The haunts hits. Okay, so is this with a hoof attack?
Who's...
Do you have to make a strength save at all?
Nope, it's just that much bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so they're starting to look a little rough. You kick the arrow right through their shin. And they're looking a little frenzied right now. Next is that one dude.
He is looking at his buddy that has a dire wolf to one side, a massive horse on the other side.
He's going to turn, and he's going to do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
And
He's running away. He's still there, he's just running away. And you hear an Infernal, we must not let the congregation be found. That's his turn, now it is back up to the cultist lord. So Hans,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to try to attack you with its spiritual weapon, which is a bloody wretched sword.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 17 hit you?
A 10 would have hit me.
You take 12 damage.
Okay. I am now a bloody Hans.
So the blade raises and then slashes across your side. It is now going to cast Sacred Flame at the Hans. Hans must make a dex saving throw. You fail the saving throw.
oh,
You take an additional 8 damage.
I am now back to Ibrahim.
Unhaunts.
Mic off.
That is its turn. Now it is Jonix.
He has become de-Hansified.
He has. Hans form broken.
I'm gonna hold my turn until I say that I'd stop holding it. For now, I'm just gonna hold it though.
Okay. Next up is Helena.
So I'm going to get about 5 feet away from him. So about here.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to use my halberd.
Okay. She pulls out her extra long whacking spear.
Reckless attack.
Okay, so it's at advantage. On top of that, you're raging. Roll, see if you hit. Forget to roll an advantage too. Okay, so the first one definitely hits. Roll damage plus whatever barbarian bonuses you get. So you come down at her with her halberd, you kind of fumble a bit, and you get his foot. He's unfooted.
He is
Damage didn't
foot.
update on my side.
What?
Damage didn't update on my side. Like the damage roll.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, I thought that 6 was. My bad.
Oh yeah, no,
No.
that was the advantage roll.
I believe a halberd is a D10.
Oh my god, what the hell would be a d20 plus 5 for attack roll? For damage, I mean.
Okay, so you do unfootify her.
An extra +2 because you're raging. Gotta
Damn.
remember that rage damage.
Okay, so you unleggen her,
Yay!
and they're now prone. Next up, I believe, is Muiri.
Mic on.
So now I have to move. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And do you guys want to keep it alive and question it, or do you want to just murder it?
There is actually a rule in the player's handbook that says that if you want to incapacitate instead of kill, you can do that. But you state it after the creature hits 0 HP.
Just murder?
It's up to you.
So, I'm gonna chase the other one.
Okay.
Go for it. You held your turn.
I can move 50 feet and then double that.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm assuming the guy next to me does not get an attack of opportunity because they are prone. And
Yeah, no, they are not doing so great.
yeah. So,
They'll have one, but they have double disadvantage because flanked and also
I'm just
Wait,
gonna,
what's your armor class, Jonic?
as a wolf,
Yeah.
14.
Are you still gonna move away?
I'm gonna wait until,
plus keep in mind that it has to be a melee attack that he attacks you with. So if he doesn't have a weapon out, he's gonna have to punch you.
I'm gonna just wait until, is it Muiri or,
Yeah, it's Muiri.
okay.
Ray of Frost with the intent of not murdering. Hopefully.
Is it a ranged attack?
Shit, is it? I believe Ray of Frost is.
I mean, it's a ray. It's not frost touch.
It's a 60-foot range, yep.
Yep, go for it. We'll see if it hit it. That definitely hits. Roll damages.
D8. Damage.
So you managed to hit this person and freeze all their wounds shut, and they are barely holding on. Next up, I believe, is Ibram, if I'm not mistaken.
I am.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, and as this fight's been going on, you notice that these things do not bleed red, they bleed black.
So the guy who's running away,
Yes.
I cast Entangle on him.
What's the range on Entangle?
90 feet.
Oh yeah, that's within 90 feet.
Oh, yeah. Is it a dex save for him, I believe?
Strength.
Ooh. What's your spell save?
My spell save is it's a 13.
Ooh, he got a 12. He is entangled.
He's also restrained.
Yeah, he
So-
ain't going nowhere.
Interesting.
Okay, now is there anything I can do as a bonus action?
Can't you bonus action wild shape?
I can't.
Pretty
That
sure
is-
that's me.
Yeah, that's him, not me.
Let me double check to make sure I'm not forgetting something about that.
Do I have any spells that are cantrips that are bonus actions?
Wait, you can use a bonus action while wild shaped to expend one spell slot to regain 1d8 hit points per level of the spell slot expended. What? I don't remember that being a thing. That's really good.
Okay,
Huh.
so I am going to go ahead and end my turn.
Now, what is the state of this guy?
The one right in front of you?
Yeah.
Shambles. Absolute shambles. On death's door.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just go. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, go for it.
Out
and
to
this
here.
guy is entangled too, so he can't even move.
Let me put my
Yeah, he's
finger on
got
the
a bunch of
screen.
vines just engulf them. Engulf.
So I am now there.
Question:
Yes.
instead of the vines, can you just say that so much agave grew that he is just restrained by the agave?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
just, and it's like slightly spiky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like the spines are just kind of grabbing into him and holding him down.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So I'm gonna just go ahead. Is it possible to shift everything over? Because I wanted to do a thing that would put me off screen.
What were you gonna try to do?
Oh, right.
I was gonna move another 50 feet, except
It-
not 50 feet, but
Shit, hold on a second. I need to draw a square.
I was keeping track of it.
I was gonna go onto the other side of the dude and just be like, "Yo, what up?" Except
This way?
dog noises or wolf noises because
Okay, the square should actually be bigger than this, but
It'll do.
it would go off of the map. All of that is difficult terrain.
okay, so I was gonna go kind of like this, but actually like one square even further beyond that. So like
That's a
complete
big fucking agave.
just over there.
I am tempted to fuck with the width settings, so I'm gonna make an abomination.
Oh.
So you might see it like fuck up,
Okay.
or it's gonna look very awkward. We're gonna find out.
I just noticed that there. Hold on. Right here, there is like a purple line. Why is that there? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I noticed it too.
Oh, let me see if I can select it.
Zach,
Yes.
it's 25 tiles wide, so I think that if you made it 30 by 30, it would make it bigger but not unmanageable.
So you're saying as I can make it 35 and see how that goes.
If you want.
That looks fine.
There was a freaking circle there.
What fire? There's just a fire. And now I am standing in the fire.
Okay, so you do that.
There should have been enough movement for me to just kind of work my way around him and then myself right in front of him.
I need to make the thing bigger. There we go.
Okay. So that is Ibram's turn.
And my turn, because I used both my movement and then my action to move extra movement.
Okay, so
I'm
it's
just
gonna
kind of
be-
vibing in front of him now.
let you know, the Cultist Lord did hit at disadvantage, and they were using a dagger. You take 2 damage.
Ouch.
So the cultist is going to move their spiritual weapon to Ibram.
I have my shield equipped, just putting that out there.
Does 19 hit?
Yes.
7 damage. And they're going to
Now-
try and
Now I am bloodied for real this time.
And they're going to cast Sacred Flame on you too, so you have to make a dex save.
For realsies.
You take 7 damage.
Uh-oh. Ow.
Did I have healing word prepped? No, I didn't. Okay, that might be a little bit of an issue.
Hey, Dwart.
Hmm.
I prepped it!
You're a wolf right now.
I am a wolf right now, yes.
Are you
Do I
going
need a little
to?
bit?
Are you going to woo heal me or something?
I don't know.
So are you down right now?
You just get healed.
I'm at 2.
Ooh.
Healing howl.
So you use your stuff already, Jonak, and that's bullshit. So I believe after that it would be Helena.
I'm gonna stab you with the halberd.
Actually, if you're trying to knock him out, I'm just picturing you go to stab him, and then at the last second, you flip it around and just like bonk him in the head with the end of the stick.
Yes.
Like it's one of those quarter staffs or something.
Can I do that?
What are you doing?
As soon as I go to swing at him, I'm gonna flip it around and hit him with the other end and bonk him on the head.
Trying to knock him out.
Non-lethally?
Yeah.
Wait a second, Zach.
Yeah?
every time this guy took damage, shouldn't he have been making it spell concentration rolls?
I don't think spiritual weapons concentration.
As we all go check.
I'm like 90% sure. Yep, it's not concentration.
It is duration.
All I
for
know,
1
the
minute.
reason why I guess this is because one of my other characters in Viserys' campaign has it, and I spam the shit out of it.
He does.
This spell and Dancing Blade are both just so good.
They are.
You can use the both of them together in concert to create advantage.
Oh my god.
The only problem is that they both use a bonus action. So you'd have to like move each one every other turn.
While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a clapping, as of ass cheeks gently clapping,
God
clapping
damn
at
it.
the chamber door. "'Tis a visitor," I muttered, dummy thick and nothing more.
Oh wait, hold on, weren't you gonna hit her?
Yeah, that's. I was waiting to see if I need to do anything special.
Nope, just roll.
You get advantage because he's prone.
Yeah. Do, 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 do,
10.
do, 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 do.
A swing and a miss. She somehow rolls out of the way just slightly. Next should be Ibra. I believe. No, wait, hold on, I almost skipped over
Wait.
you. I mean, not hold on, Muiri,
yeah.
Muiri.
Get your name
Apparently
right.
apparently we meld together, Ari.
I mean, okay.
And Mari's just gonna use her dagger and just use the blunt end and hit her with it.
Okay, roll an attack at advantage.
It's a finesse weapon. And she is proficient, so that's +4.
It's a good thing that you
Okay, yeah, you get sick of her shit, and you just walk up to this person and just smack your dagger into where you think the top of their head is, but you feel the dagger get sucked in. And they stop moving. They are indeed unconscious.
I got a hunting trap.
Oh god, you're gonna put a bear trap on their leg. The leg that's still there.
Just surround them with bear traps. Or, I have 50 feet of rope.
An entire cage made entirely out of bear traps.
I love the idea. It eventually has to wake.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tie it up while you make your bear trap pit.
Hey, yo, guys, we're still in combat.
No. Oh, I forgot about the other dude.
As Janik is just kind of over here like, guys,
Guys, don't leave me.
I'm still fighting this guy over here. I stopped him, but he's still a problem.
I stopped him, and then
You did stop him.
and then you double stopped him.
You stopped him, and then I put a wolf-shaped wall in front of him.
Okay, so Jonik. More or less, combat's over for a little bit until that spell ends. What would you like to do, guys? What would you like to do?
I would like to myself.
We should put them near each other.
Tie them next
I
to each
would
other.
like to just pin the guy with
She's
Big
already
wolf.
pinned by a
I-
goblin.
I am going to double pin him with big wolf energy.
I'll pick
Who
up
are
the
you
lady
feeling?
and carry him over.
Okay. Okay, so who's doing what again? Is she being tied up?
Until you guys come over here to try and tie this guy up more permanently, I am going to attempt to pin him with Big Wolf energy in the middle of the entangling agave, which should
Roll
also,
roll strength at advantage then.
which should be helping even more. Let's see, and I have a plus. Let's see.
It would be athletics, if I remember.
I am a large beast as well. There's like 4 different reasons to give me advantage right now. Let's see. What do I would it be grapple or because I'm not really grappling him.
Oh, you're more or less pinning him.
Yeah. Let's see. Would it just be my strength modifier?
Yeah, or your athletics, whichever one you'd like.
That'd be strength, actually. Well, for normal conditions, it would be athletics, but... Wait, athletics. Pretty sure that should just be... Yeah, it'll just be a +3. 7. I am just flailing around now.
He got a 1, so you're fine.
Oh my god.
You just sit on him.
The big dumb wolf is now sitting on the dude.
Pretty much. So everything is tied up, etc., etc.
And then the agave is also entangling me, which is just further entangling the guy because I'm sitting on top of him.
So I move over to the agave.
Okay.
Can I harvest some of the agave? Will it stick around afterwards, after the spell ends?
I'll roll that it does.
Okay, can I just start harvesting agave then? Because the Ibrahim really, really likes agave. Matter of fact, it is actually considered to be a sacred plant for his tribe. And plus,
Okay.
it also tastes good, and it's also a really good healing salve.
You have 1 minute to do it, I think.
Yeah, if it stays out of combat, I would roll that. It's eventually going to die because it's not in its natural habitat, but it's there.
Okay, so dude, 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 dude.
He's just...
You're just walking all around the wolf, sitting on the guy, just like not even looking at him.
So, how much agave have I harvested so far? I've harvested half of it.
You get, I'll say, for the units of measurement, you just put 7 down.
7 agave. I'm gonna put that under treasure.
You just put it in your treasure bag. It's like a special little bag that you put stuff in for slightly nicer.
So what is everyone doing? Are you guys gonna question them? Are you guys gonna just tie them up and turn them in for money?
Question and turn it in.
Okay.
money is always good.
And then you can turn the information in and
For
maybe
even
get profit
more
out of that as well.
money.
We've got to have money.
Or we turn in the information as well as figure out more things to do with the cult.
Yeah.
It's not like we're gonna lose the information when we turn it in.
I'm well aware. If you tell the wrong people, they're going to figure it out first. It's about the hunt and chase.
Well, then you hunt and chase.
As I'm sitting on the guy, he had a sword, right?
Yes, he had a short sword.
Can I pick it up in my mouth?
Okay.
And I'm just now holding it in my mouth.
You feel accomplished, and you feel like you made someone proud, but you don't know who.
Razashi.
So did we finish tying up the other person in agave?
So you guys definitely tied down the head honcho that no longer has a leg, but is severely frostbitten. Are you guys
Okay.
tying up the second one?
I am now next.
I figured.
I am now next to the second guy. I'm going to tie him up.
Okay. Easy enough to do when they're being pinned by a giant wolf.
And also completely engulfed in agave plants.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
imagining I have to cut back the agave to get
Yeah.
He's about to pass out from asphyxiation because they're like completely covering his face. He's just like,
It's not
as you
even
just
the plant itself, it's just the roots of the agave. They're just like, no, this is mine now.
Okay. Now that this boy's is tied up, I would like to harvest the rest of the agave.
Okay.
Do I just get 14 agave total now?
Yeah, I would say that much.
Okay, and then the spell is gonna end. Should we put them next to each other?
That's what I figured. I was going to pick her up and hurry over.
I would like to try to pick him up with my teeth. By like grabbing onto his clothing and just lifting him up.
Okay, easy enough. You feel the black liquid drift into your mouth, and you feel a wave of panic as you can remember what it does to people.
And I just go,
No, it has no effect upon you.
oh shit.
You actually feel it try to take hold in your body, burrowing in flesh, but then gets repelled by some unknown force. It
Well,
tastes
that's
like black
unpleasant.
licorice and piss combined.
This is not very pleasant.
It's like normal black licorice.
Yummy.
So, what is the state of this
As I
one?
just drag him over
missing
here.
a leg, crossbolt through the shin, and has all the bleeding parts now frostbitten.
Can I roll medicine on the person?
Are you trying to stabilize them a bit better?
Yes.
Okay,
Initially.
go for it. Go for it.
I spit the dude out right here, and then I put my big paw on the back of his head, and just kind of hold his face in the dirt.
I know it's going to sound horrible, but can I take the other leg off of the person?
He's not dead.
It's in Jonik's mouth too.
No, I'm talking about the female that's knocked out right now.
I mean, do you want to?
Just like you wake them up and go like, either tell us what we want to know or this is gonna happen. You just cut a leg off.
That's what I'm planning.
Oh god.
I just realized I carried him all the way over here with him in my mouth, while also carrying the sword in my mouth.
So she's now in a bit better condition.
And now can I roll medicine to see it, that black goop, if it's done anything to her?
Sure.
So, I recognize the black goo to some extent, right?
Yep, it's what you've been fighting.
Okay.
So how I do?
1 second. Ooh. Okay then. So you're looking her over, and you manage to get, like, looking through one of the wounds. And you actually pull back the hood, and it reveals a very bloated, quadruple chin face. You see black pustules coming out, and you see what you initially assume to be a mole in the hand, but as you lift the sleeve up, it's like this branching vine of black veins. And from your understanding and knowledge of this, as you were growing up in the Despire Wastes, you're like, oh, this has happened before. This is just what your people would call scrolling. Where is it? Diseases. The blackened sleep.
Okay. Do I know what the effects are? Do I know what happens?
Generally it starts off pretty slow, where it's just, general fatigue, muscle ache, stuff that would make you want to sit down and just attempt to rest it off like it would be a normal cold. It then progresses into facial blotches, the eyes become clouded and almost cataracted over, joints begin to swell, you start excreting the liquid from every orifice, so eyes, ears, nose, mouth, anus, urethra, you name it. If it's an orifice, you excrete it.
Pores too.
At this stage, the joints become less stiffened, and cartilage and muscle tissue becomes more malleable, which allows for enhanced movement. Ironically, they still retain their sentience for about another 3 or 4 days, but it begins to degrade and go into a bit of a madness. They more or less just want to be near someone, as these things are attracted to warmth. This is very rarely seen because everyone who's ever lived in the Despire Waste has like a brain cell and knows, yeah, we should stay away from that. So it's very easy to manage.
Okay. So I'm going to relay this information to both Helena and
Oh, before I forget, you would also know when it takes root into you, because the black liquid will actually force itself inside your body, causing some pain. So you would know if you were infected.
I'm going
I'll
to
relay
let-
the message.
I'm gonna relay this to both of them, and then do I know if there's a cure or is it just death sentence?
There is a way to halt the progress of the disease. However, it will always linger within you. If you get it within the first, from the joint pain and lethargy to the blotches showing up, that is the most optimal window to, say, use a restoration spell of any kind. But nothing short of a wish spell will permanently remove it. Otherwise, you're a permanent carrier of the disease.
Okay, so in other words, these two are screwed.
Yes, they are borderlining, the 3rd and 4th stage.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna I'm gonna have this solemn look on my face. And then I'm going to freaking execute this one with primal savagery.
So, are you going to do a bite or are you going to do a claw?
A claw.
Okay, easy enough. They're at 1 hit point and pretty much knocked prone.
Does he?
Just
Oh, sorry.
just complete rake from head all the way down to the groin.
Okay, and that's acid damage, correct?
Yep.
So you do that. It burns away the ichor more than it burns away the body itself. the flesh where it seems like a lot of it conglomerated, the infection itself actually like kind of schlumps off to reveal this was indeed, in fact, at one point a humanoid. But due to the nature of the acid attack, you cannot tell what it once was. However, with your medicine check, you would know that this was indeed an at a point in time.
Does he do that as I'm coming back with the other one?
Yep.
And I just go, "Bleh," and I just spit it out like by here. So it would be like here.
Okay.
Okay, this one this one seem to be in as bad shape as the other one?
That. Let me look through my sheet. This one has the second stage. This is where it's getting the blotchy, like large black mole-like vein protrusion. So this one, by your knowledge, would be able to be healed in some way.
Okay, do I know what the cure is?
So with your experience from the wise men who would usually help in the situation, you know a lesser restoration spell would work, a greater restoration spell would work, and a concoction of a starlight thistle cactus that has its flowers been ground and dried, and a very weird type of desert tree. You would take the leaves, boil them, and grind them into a paste, then mix the two and dilute it in water. Then you would rub this along the blotches of skin. Otherwise, the only way to get rid of the infection is to burn the body with acid or fire. And with that medicine check carrying over, you would guesstimate that he probably has a solid, 5 or 6 days before he gets to the precipice of entering the third stage.
5 or 6 days?
Yeah.
So when you say that burning the body, does that mean that you have to burn where it is?
Oh, no. I mean, like, if the progress is not halted, or a wish spell is not used, he is a permanent carrier, and the only thing that gets rid of this disease is burning them at the stake or dipping them in a vat of acid.
They gotta be dead.
They gotta be crisp or soupy.
Okay, can I knock this guy unconscious with my scimitar?
Yeah. I wouldn't say you would have to roll an attack, it's just easy enough. You hit him with the blunt end. He goes unconscious. You're not sure for how long.
Really, yet somberly, I untie him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna rake him just like I raked the other one.
Are you intending to kill?
Yes.
So it's going to take 2 rakes to do this. But it is done. This was a human individual. And he did have a signet ring.
Signet ring?
Yes, that. Yes, words.
Is it possible to take it off without exposing myself to the black goop?
Yeah, I can say that. You will have to roll a dexterity saving throw real quick, though. As it is still active for some point.
Do I see him kind of looking at the ring?
Yes. You also experience the weird goop trying to enter you and then just slurping out of your mouth, unable to do anything.
I'm just like, bit. I'm gonna assume that he wants to try and get the ring. And I'm assuming he doesn't want to touch the dead body because he's not immediately going for it.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna kind of go. The thing's dead, right? He killed it.
Yeah. He's
I'm
now just kind of looking at it, trying to figure a way to get the ring.
I'm just gonna use a claw to try and sever the finger off.
Okay. Make a dex check real quick.
Okay. 20.
Okay, so you see this large wolf just push one claw down toward the finger where the ring is. And as you experience this ichor, when it comes into contact with living flesh, it begins to spike out like a bunch of vile thorns. And as he severs the finger, those vile thorns come out, and they somehow all miss the giant paw of this beast.
I'm just so fast.
Yep, it's like. What's your
Are you hissing at the cat?
No, I'm trying to get an ant out of my keyboard. It is in between the keys,
Oh,
and
God.
it
Oh,
and it is like trying to burrow into the keyboard, and I'm just trying to get it to freaking. Hold on a second.
Calm down, calm down.
I'm sorry, Dwart. I don't know why that seems so funny to me.
I got it out, but now I have dirt everywhere.
Well, at least it's not your keyboard.
keyboard.
Dort, what's your armor class?
14.
Okay, so this hit.
What?
So as you severed the hand and you were getting close trying to figure out a way to take the ring off, one of the spines do manage to puncture your boot. You feel it sticking to your toe. However, you know that the feeling, because you've had it described to you before, it's like roots taking hold of a certain part of your body. You feel that for a split moment, and then it feels like it gets rejected. And those roots immediately just turn into goop, and it falls right out of your boot back into what's left of it. And right about now, Sedona comes by and just looks at the scene that has happened before her, and just is odd.
Hmm.
Well, there goes our questioning.
Here goes our money.
Oh, dearest, never say never when it comes to stuff like that, especially when you have me around.
You know necromancy?
Do I know necromancy? Yes, I do. You would love my other brother, Adran. Master necromancer of the courts.
Damn, how many brothers do you
I-
have?
I'd like
Jack-
to pick up the signet ring.
I was gonna
Again.
say Janek is trying to like finagle the ring off of the finger with his big dumb
Once again,
paw.
the same thing happens where the thing spikes out at you for the last time. You feel it take root, and then it's projected out.
Excuse me.
Okay. I speak to Janek and Orcish.
Hmm?
Can you leave your wolf form? I require your assistance in a matter.
Okay, and he stops being a wolf.
You see Sedona walk in with her wave of rats, and goes towards the one that you just recently slaughtered. And in Akiri, and then Common, we have some questions for it, don't we? Do you wish to know its reasoning?
Yes.
What was it you needed?
Hyper
Ape.
goblin.
I say in Orcish.
I wish to bury these bodies.
Hmm. He just nods.
And show respect for the dead. As idiotic as they seem for consuming it. The disease.
Out of character, just in the background, she's preparing to do necromancy on the bodies.
You
I'm
see her,
sorry.
she's doing a spell as you're doing this the entire time. She pulls out from that same little like thing that she keeps her hand in most of the time. She pulls out a little incense burner and lights it, and she begins casting a spell.
And then Janek just kind of looks at Abe, and then looks at her, and then looks at Abe and is like, that's probably gonna have to wait.
She's
Orcish.
not. She doesn't know Orcish. She doesn't.
Oh no, I'm saying this to Abe.
Ow! Silas!
I just kind of look at her, and then look at Abe, and then look at her, and then look at Abe, and I'm like, we're probably gonna have to wait on burying them.
Why is that?
So you guys just watching her do this, or are you guys
Just a feeling.
I'm gonna go stand next to her.
So
So
can
you-
can we take a short rest then?
Oh yes, yeah, you guys got some time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys are rolling your hit dice, she does manage to cast a spell. So everyone sees her after the incantation is complete. She gets really close to the body and just breathes in this red gas into this body, and all you hear is and the chest inflates, giving it breath. Once again, this is in both common and Akiri. We have 5 questions. I suggest we make it worth.
You first.
Where can we find the others?
And it kind of turns its skull, which no longer has a face at this point, in church, the city. And it's just slightly deflated. So that's 1 out of 5 questions. So you guys are now watching Sedona talk to a corpse.
What were you trying to do?
Venerate. Axiom. Prove our worth in front of the high God. That's 2.
Hey, John.
Dwart. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna ask if you had a question for it.
Dwart, how does for Druid, is it 1d8 on the hit die plus nothing, or is it plus something?
Plus your
For you.
con.
Oh, right. Okay, so it's just a TA for me.
I didn't think that you took damage.
I took 2. Might as well.
You just
Heal
roll
that.
1.
You took damage in your wolf form. It doesn't carry over into your other form.
Oh, I'm a big dumb. I am a complete potato right now. Okay,
That's how-
never mind.
That's how I wound up taking over twice my health and damage, but lived
Yeah, I'm a bean. I'm a bean
again.
So once
again.
again, you guys just witnessed a corpse get life breathed back into it in some bastard sense, and they're asking it questions.
Janek is just like, eh.
They already asked it too, so Does
Ibrahim,
anyone-
Ibrahim is completely horrified by this and refuses to participate at all in this matter.
Yeah, Janek is not completely horrified as much as Abe is, but he's just like, this is not okay. And he's just kind of like stepped back a little bit.
oh dear, it seems like we lost some company.
He's still standing around. He's just kind of a little bit back, just as like uncomfortable with the necromancy.
I go to pray.
Okay. And she looks at you, Jonek, and is just like, "What's wrong with doing such magics? It is but a snapshot, not to the soul."
Well, at least for me, it's not so much the necromancy; it's what you're casting it on.
A body that is no longer who it once was. A husk.
Mm. Out of character, Janek is not actually as much bothered by the act of necromancy or even the spell being used. It's the fact that she's bringing these things back to life. And I get that it's not like a full resurrection. He's just kind of like, eh.
She kind of looks at both Helena and Muiri. Do you have anything, or may I ask?
You can ask.
What the fuck was that?
I was just wondering who he worships.
He answered that. He said Axiom, the Blighted God.
Axiom.
How many more of them are?
The corpse then again rolls over to you, Helena, like rolls its head over. Of our set, 43. And that's 3 questions out of 5.
Anyone else got questions?
Only Sedona, I think.
I do.
Go for it.
Are you in the blighted steep within the city of Aranum? He turns its head over to face Sedona. Yes. Behind the altar. Fill the chalice. It'll take you to the sink. So that's 4 questions. You got 1 more.
Fill the chalice with what?
Bile, blood, flesh. Matters not as long as it's from the body. And with that, the breath fades, and it goes back to an unstill state. Or a still state, there.
So who knows how to create a fire?
Firebolt.
What language was that asked in?
It was all common. When we
I'll ask the fire.
No, it's already out of questions.
Ow!
In Orcish, I go and I turn towards Abe, who's just praying on his prayer mat. Are you praying on your prayer mat, or are you just praying on the grass?
Always the prayer mat.
Abe, I know that you wanted to bury the bodies, but they should probably.
I originally wanted to put them into holes and then burn their bodies and then cover them up.
Okay. That seems like it would be the best idea.
You can use your magics to dig holes, yes?
Yes.
As he does that, I cast Produce Flame and I walk next to him with a flame just hovering above my hand.
Lady Sedona just watches you.
Janek is just kind of watching you nervously, carrying just a ball of fire in your hand. He's just like, yeah.
Do you gather all 3 bodies? Are you doing 3 pits, or are you doing like 1 individual?
What was the third one?
Oh,
The third one is the one that Hans kicked out of existence. Its
Oh, yeah.
face went in 2 different directions.
And then there was also the muddled mess.
Yes. I'm gonna just dig 3 big holes, unless
Okay.
they can fit in 1. But
You can over the period of about like, I would say 12 seconds, make a hole big enough for all of them.
okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, easy enough to do. Do you just put them all in?
E.
So you throw the bodies in, and as Abe is about to begin to ignite the bodies, Sedona once again produces something out of the pouch. It's a rather large glass vial, and she chucks it in, and it breaks, and it's not hard to tell what this is. This is oil.
Mm.
And she puts her hand back.
I turn it to her and I say thank you in Akiri, and then I just into the hole.
So you guys have had experience with some accelerants, and to some extent with that throughout your lives. So you're expecting a small. What you see before you is an intense rush of flame that engulfs the entire pit and rises about 10 feet in the air out of it.
napalm.
No, yeah, she threw alchemist fire in there.
Mm.
I'm imagining that there is a lot of noise from the roar of the flame. And I shout out to her in Akiri, "It's good to be thorough!"
You hear that once again, like that nasal laugh, but there's no expression change on her face. That business is done.
And now I just kind of nudge Jonik like, okay, now cover it.
And then, as all the dirt just fills into the hole.
And you see Sedona pull out her hand once again. She waves her hand, and like this weird congealed mass of fungus and stone comes out of the ground to signify 4 tombstone.
Hmm.
That should do the trick. Shall we be on our way? From this little excursion.
I'm ready.
So everyone mounts up once again.
Yep.
Mhm.
Easy enough to do. She once again boards her tidal wave of mites.
As Janek just kind of eyeballs the mushrooms, but then decides against it.
They're more of like, if you ever seen cordyceps, how it's like it's a very large pillar of a mushroom. It's like that, but it's bent over.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys begin to travel a bit further through the rolling hills and the sparse trees and the tall grass. About 4 or 5 other hours, and you're now finally seeing the city in the distance. Once again, it is very dark. However, everyone here possesses either dark vision or has some light given off by the stars.
I was about to say, I don't have dark vision in either my normal or my animal form.
I don't have dark vision either.
Luckily, it's a very starry night tonight.
Woo!
And about another 5 hours pass, and you're finally getting close to the city. And you see in the distance a large force outside the city walls and the gate closed. And a bunch of guards sitting upon the wall. And you can guess by the gesturing that you guys can see that it's not pleasant.
I'm kind of surprised that dire wolves don't have dark vision.
Well, no, during Rotfell, it's usually very, very starry, except towards the middle and the end of it, which is where it's mostly darkness.
I was just referring to the fact yeah. I saw for a second a dragonborn head in purple, and then it just went.
So you guys are approaching a city with a large force outside the walls. What would you like to do?
Like force, like soldiers and stuff.
You can't really see it from this distance. You just see a very large group of people in what appears to be a very, very loose military position.
Kind of like a militia.
Yeah, it's very vague though. It's not like it doesn't look like they're geared up to fight. It looks like they're just like, hey, let us in.
A mob.
Yeah, it's more of a mob, but you can definitely see some armor and some power all over there.
So I'm going to attempt to not be seen and go into stealth.
Okay, go for it. So you hop off the wolf.
God damn it.
You think you're stealthy. You're kind of like hanging low, not realizing that your horns stick out a foot above your head.
Let's see if I just absolutely fail now. Wait, this is the wrong. Oh, for Pete. Wait, is it actually? Hold on. Wait, actually, that is not. This is not right. Hold on.
Just reroll.
I'm a big dumb. I keep forgetting that.
I thought dire wolves had a +6 to their stealth.
A plus what?
I thought dire wolves had a +6 to their stealth, unless I'm mistaken.
Nope, +4.
Okay, so yeah, you would have rolled a 10.
Okay. So you guys both think you're stealthy, but you guys kind of see Jonic bum rush up there.
I am just going to pretend that I am a horse again.
Yeah, you don't have to roll for this one. So everyone's approaching in their own way. So Muiri, who dipped first, gets there a bit before everyone else. You get up there, and it's a large force of orcs. And half-orcs, of course, as usual. And they're shouting to the people on top of the wall. So as you get to the wall, they're very, very tall, easily 20 to 30 feet. On each side of the gate, there's a large stone statue of a man in armor and a woman in a very formal dress. At the very top of the wall, there's also a very large bell.
Hmm.
And everyone, once again, once you guys get up there, you see this. It's a very large force of orcs arguing with a few guards on top of the wall. And they see the motley crew of Hans and a woman riding a swarm of rats approach.
And
You
I
basically
don't think Helena jumped off of me, so she's
Nope.
still riding Hans.
So pretty much, they just see a Hans and a swarm of rats just come over there, and everyone's head just kind of turns.
I still have the sword in my mouth.
So then the bum-rushing wolf comes up there in a saddle with a sword. Let me roll real quick. So no one gets attacked. Everyone's just kind of looking in shock as a blood mage just rolled up. And Hans and Hanna say, "Well, this is certainly a warmer reception than I received last time. I'm sure Lily Blacklight will like my little gifts."
What, the rats?
Her last one to us was a marriage proposal.
To who?
The idea. So, Hans, when you get closer and you can hear the shouting, the orcs want to be let in because of the dangers of pretty much what you just saw in the disease. They want to remain shut because of the disease.
Hmm.
What language are they arguing in?
It is a mixture of common and orcish. As you can hear the guard proclaiming stuff in common, and then a translator yells it in orcish down to them. And then the half-orcs talk in common amongst themselves about what was just said. So Helena, as you're approaching, thinking that you're so stealthy in this tall grass, then you walk up to the forest like, no one will see me. And then you hear, what are you doing in the grass?
Hold on. Ev did a mysterious summons. I feel like I had to watch it now.
You have a what?
Oh god.
This is so damn specific. How did you find this?
It's called skill.
That's Helena? That's Muiri and Jonik.
Oh god. Probably.
You can't tell me that she doesn't abuse the fact that she's riding a huge ass wolf.
You can't tell me she wouldn't abuse the fact that she's fire resistant.
No, okay, so everyone's approaching in on the scene. You get spotted, Muiri.
And Ari is back. Woo. But yes. Sorry.
Sorry, I had to hunt down a movie. What's up?
No problem. So you're already at the city gates almost. There's a large orcish force, and they look like they're parlaying between the two. The orcish force wants to be let in because they're trying to hide from the disease or get away from it. And the city is saying, no, we want to keep our city safe from the disease, and we don't want to risk letting anyone in.
Can I shout back up at them and going, well, if they don't have the disease, there's no problem.
Roll a persuasion check. at disadvantage. Okay. And you just hear in a very heavy French accent. So I can't do that. I can't replicate it. And what if they do have it, since in the early stages it is near untraceable?
Can I dehaussify at this point?
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so I dehaussify. Holland is still on my back. I'm just assuming that she's now on my shoulders.
Yes.
I
Everyone is now back to looking at you. And looking at the giant swarm of rats.
shout up in Orcish and I say, I am a healer. I can check to see if they have the disease.
Roll persuasion at disadvantage.
And if they do, you could just kill them.
Says that in the middle of
Disadvantage.
all the orcs.
The guy speaking in with a French accent. What language did he speak in?
He's speaking in common, however, you can definitely tell this person is Teresian. Okay, so. And since they didn't hear the comment about killing them, and what will we do with the unhealthy?
That is not for me to say.
You hear them converse for a bit up there, and they're like, "You must consult with Lady Black." At this point, the swarm of rats now gets close to you, Ibram, and Akir's like, "I once acted as the ambassador between the Euclidean Dominion and them. I could try to use some political leverage if you'd like."
I shrug and I begin to attempt. I tell Helena and Janek to begin to organize the orcs in like a line so that I can check all of them to see if any of them have the disease.
Got it.
So you also hear Sedona interject saying, "Oh, we're taking a long way."
It is the right thing to do. These people need safety.
There's always a shorter way that is not as strenuous. You see her once again pull out that ceremonial dagger.
Excuse.
This time, instead of going for the hand, she goes for the throat. And she nicks the jugular on her right side, and this spurt of blood just erupts from her neck, and then stops. And there's now like an undulating slight mass as the rest of her body becomes slowly bloodied. She draws a drop from this undulation, lighting just very gently, and she just flicks it towards the crowd. You see this like gentle thrum of energy go out in a wave around. You see them all gently illuminated, except for one. She snaps again, and the droplet and the wave of energy just dissipates into a gentle. The blood now retreats back into her body, and the wound seals. And she points to the one that wasn't illuminated. He is the only one infected within this crowd.
I look to her, and I just make my way towards the one that wasn't lit up.
Okay, it's a rather young or half-orc man, probably late teens. He's looking very nervous as a woman with a giant horde of rats just pointed at him after she threw a blood droplet of energy. They're all kind of shaken up at this point.
I speak to him in Orcish. Please, can you step to the side? I'd like to check your health.
You see a woman from the behind of him stand up, but this is a full orc woman. She grabs his shoulder and she just kind of grunts and pulls him closer to her.
Please, madam, I'm trying to help you and your son.
And she looks back at Lady Sedona. With what? Dark magics?
I do not approve of these magics. But
You can actually hear from the distance that Lady Sedona kind of scoffs and kind of steps down from her pedestal of rats.
she singled out the boy for a reason.
And she's actually now, and if you looked back at that moment too, she's actually approaching.
I just want to examine him myself. To make sure that he does not have the disease. If he does, I know of a way to cure it, to stop it from spreading.
At this time, Lady Sedona does approach, and the Orc is now does get defensive. Oh no! Look at me, the Blood Mage, and she's saying this once again in common. So I believe at this point, Helena would be close enough. Muri would be close enough because you were actually spotted by the same person that they singled out.
Mm-hmm.
I do nothing but corrupt, eat children, drink the menstrual blood, blah 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 blah. And a few other people actually kind of back away at this comment. She just kind of she laughs a little bit, but her expression does not change.
I don't understand it, so I don't react to it. I
You
just
definitely see the people react though.
She's not gonna hurt you in Orchid.
And she says in common, of course not. You have it on my word as a Canehurst. And you see the crowd around them kind of just disperse into like this like circular thing, and you just hear a little like nasal.
I once again speak to the woman who is protecting this boy. Please, madam, you have my word that I will ensure that no harm comes to this boy.
To roll some.
Hmm?
I'm rolling this thing real quick. She hesitantly, however, she's still at his side and not leaving, and she has her hand on a longsword. Meanwhile, she's just glaring daggers at Sedona, and Sedona's just blankly looking back at her.
Okay. I perform a medical examination.
Roll medicine. Okay, wasn't that terribly high of a DC? So you do a medical examination, you check his mouth, I think you're checking his mouth, his eyes, his ears. So to see if it's progressed further, because there is asymptomatic variation where it just starts the leaking. You check for the moles all over the body and the veins. Then you check the joints and the puffiness, they are inflamed. And you get to right on the back of his skull towards the ear. And you do see the beginnings of the veins starting to become more prominent and like scabbed over.
I sigh solemnly, and I shake my head slightly, and I turn and I turn to the woman and the young man, and I tell them he has it. At the stage that it's currently at, there is a way to stop it from progressing, but he will have the disease unless some high magics remove it.
In Akiri to you, Sedona speaks up again. I do know of some magic. However, I do not possess them. I do know those who do. I could attempt to make a contact, but their willingness to help me might vary.
I speak to her in Akiri back. Who are these people that you know?
Well, one of them was my youngest brother. To be frank, that would be the more morbid of the options. He can simply tolerate it. We do not understand this capacity to which he can. Some say he just lives in spite of everyone. There was, of course, my middle brother. He could just simply make him a new body. There was, oh, what was his name? Father Sarde, who is within the city, as far as I know. And that is all that I can recall currently. That would be within a reasonable time frame.
This is it Father Sardane.
Yeah.
Is he yet capable of curing, or is he yet only capable of stopping the progression?
I mean, back home on Terre, he was known for great feats. Back when the stone plague was a bigger issue, he was known to cure them and remove the stone growth from their flesh. I see this as no different. However, he is a bit more, how should I put it lightly, pious. Much like your ancestors were. So I recommend hiding any iconography of your god in front of him.
Of what piety yet does he follow?
The masked god. Not of Erun. I believe they call him in their native language the masked shadow. Or the masked light, I'm not entirely sure. They believe shadow hides the truth and fire burns away lies. They believe their god to be the one true. However, most commonly they do not, to put it bluntly, shit on others for their own worship. But there are some who do not respect others. Father Sarde is one of them. A powerful man. Kiss his ass and you'll get anywhere.
With a very deep sigh, I say, please attempt to contact him.
I'll have to get in the city first.
Of course. So, and then I say, I speak in Orcish to both the half-orc and the orc. We may have we may know a man who can cure the young man.
The orc kind of like jumps a little bit, not like in shock, but more like in excitement. Who? Where is he? Where is this man?
He is within the city. Yeah, I give you my word. I will speak to him, and I will attempt my absolute all at getting him to cure your boy.
She kind of grumbles a bit.
This I swear to you.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
You can understand what Marie can.
She nods her head.
Speaking Orcish, but yeah.
I will not leave him or his side. Any harm befalls him, I will have your head and give it to the ear rippers.
Do I know who the ear rippers are?
Vaguely. You've heard passing stories of them from the other orcs that do visit the desert quite frequently. The ear rippers are known to be the more vicious of the clans, however they are not the most unreasonable. They are superstitious more than the rest, hence their obvious animosity and fear of Sedona herself, as they have been the most in contact and venturing the deepest in the Underdark than the rest of the orcs. So you would know that they have an immediate fear of blood magic.
Has have the guards returned yet?
They never left. They just sent an emissary.
Has the emissary come back yet?
Nope.
Okay. Well, while that's going on, I'd like to check the other orcs anyways.
Okay, just roll a singular medicine check instead of rolling a bunch of individual ones. Oh. So the overall health of the clan, pretty decent. You notice some teeth issues here and there, however, it's nothing horrible and unfixable. Beyond that, they might be a bit ragged and beaten from, traveling for a few hundred miles. But overall, not too shabby other than the one child. With that roll on top of that, you give them enough tips to actually help better their health later on.
Okay.
And after that, because it's a roughly 75-ish people, an emissary does come back. He is a rather tall, human-looking man who has this little gentle light above his head. And you see from the distance, the eyes shimmer in the light. Does anyone here speak Celestial?
Nope.
Nope.
Definitely not.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure Abe doesn't.
Do I have to say it?
So you hear her conversing in a very nice, pretty breathy language. And you see this very... I would say he's about 40s. He's wearing a very nice, finely silken robe. The shoulders are slitted, so you do see skin underneath, and they do give way to very luminous, what looks to be markings of some kind. And you see him make eye contact with Sedona, and it lingers. And it's like this grimace of disgust. Meanwhile, Sedona just blankly stares back at him. You see at that moment, she kind of just gently taps her foot along the ground, and the rats begin to disperse.
For druids to cast ritual spells, do we need to have them prepared?
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Same with clerics and also wizards.
And bards.
Bards don't prepare their spells, they just have them.
Oh, right. Duh.
It's always there.
Oh, and paladins too.
So I have to roll a few things real quick.
Always thought it was interesting that that half casters don't get cantrips, but third casters do.
Honestly, I think they would be a lot better if you allowed like maybe a cantrip and they get some every few levels, so it's not like they're a full-on caster, but they get some options and variety. Like say every 4 or 5 levels they get an extra cantrip instead of just like, every other level, I think is like what sorcerers get, I want to say.
Mm.
I just gotta
I think
say
that'd be nice.
I just gotta say though that Wizards of the Coast really borked the ranger.
I feel that, but like I feel like a lot of the half-casters should at least get access to some cantrips.
There's 2 half casters, the ranger and the paladin.
True, but still, it's just like, if they could at least have one cantrip every few levels, it would greatly improve them.
Yeah, but instead they don't get any at all unless you
I
let
mean,
them work.
Paladins aren't terrible. They're
Paladins
pretty
are
good.
among the most powerful,
Yeah.
especially at early levels. Holy crap!
True.
Yeah.
Fine steed. Fine greater steed. Ooh.
I would personally not be against Ranger getting more cantrips, or in general getting cantrips.
Me either.
A level 2 paladin critting on a smite.
Ooh. Anyways, after they converse a bit, you see the statues begin to animate. The lady was actually having a fan that was in front of her face that actually kind of closes slowly. And the man had a large two-handed axe. You see them both turn, and the lady smacks both the fan. It rings twice. Then the man hits it with the axe, and it rings twice more. And then they kneel and grab and lift the gate open.
That seems excessive.
That is
Cool.
the reasons for you. I wonder if I still have an embassy up here. I doubt it, but you never know with these people.
I mean, if they were ever in a hurry, they're fine.
True. Anyways, I have to talk to Cardinal Sarate. If he is not out inquisiting somewhere.
Okay, have fun.
Do you not to have attainment of the magic of the speaking over distance?
I avoid such magics. Due to my former royal status, I am a very large target amongst the people of the surface. Primarily that of the High Elves. Some Wood Elves do not like it. The Teresians were very fond of us, mostly for our crafts. We sought asylum with them first. Once again, that was an Akiri.
Alright. Well, I nod and
And she kind of just like turns to you. Would you like to accompany me to the chapel?
yes, but before I go, well, I would like to speak to the young man and the woman with him.
No, right. I would recommend telling them to hide their religious symbolism.
I speak it to them.
Okay. They haven't been too far. They haven't been too far behind you.
The man that can help is not tolerant of anyone who does not believe what he does. So, please do not display anything religious. As one who is very religious myself, this will be very hard, but I ask of you to hide any symbolism.
The woman doesn't have very much on her, but the child takes her ring off and puts it in a pouch. Now, let's just make haste. I wish my son to be safe. And not the target of such prejudice and hatred.
As would I.
And you just hear Sedona say in Akiri, shall we?
I nod.
Are you coming, dear?
Who
And she's looking at Helena, Muiri, and Jonik.
Jonik just comes out of the bushes and then puts the sword down and then unpolymorphs and then picks up the sword. I look at the sword, by the way. What does it look like?
It is a very finely crafted sword. It is steel, however, it was somehow stained in such a way to make it look golden. There's a lot of intricate knotwork carved into the blade with a few words in a language you're not entirely sure what it is. The hilt itself looks like a large flower, and the pommel has a small gemstone with it.
So it's a very fancy short sword.
Oh, yeah.
I will put that just kind of in my belt, just with my other weapons.
Okay, no problem. So are you going to accompany Sedona and them to the church?
Yes.
Muiri?
I have no idea what's happened probably in the last 72 people that they've done, but sure.
Helena?
Why not?
Now come along. And she just starts making her way. She's going through the main street for a bit.
Janek is actually going to follow a distance behind and is not going to enter the church.
Okay. So it's going to be about a 20-minute walk because it's a mile straight into the city. There's a large staircase that goes to the next district. So you see a dramatic change between them. The other one's more wooden buildings, kind of put together, not haphazardly, but still it's obvious to denote like a very lower class. You see amongst them primarily half-elves, other elves, humans, dwarves, gnomes. Then as soon as you go into the more middle-ish district, you see almost entirely humans and elves, with the very rare half-elf. And then you go one more district up, another about 5 minutes, and this is pretty much just primarily humans. Very clean, there's white stones everywhere, and you see actually servants at this time of day, because it's pretty close to like what would be normally night, and they're just scrubbing the floor outside. Very unusual. And you see that in this upper district, because there's one more after this, but this is where your destination is. So you see to the right in this courtyard leads to living areas, and to the left leads to a very large, very, very high up there built upon a hill, chantry. It is very grand, very gaudy, and it looks like it's supposed to draw attention. So you do see a large plume of smoke coming from the very front of it, towards where there is a large, common area for like walking around and stuff like that in front of the church. You take another 5 minutes to walk. You get up there and you see burning on a pyre this large deer creature, looking like it was made of vine and flesh. It has no signs of the ichor before anyone else. Just screaming in pain and agony. In front of this, you see people wearing very, I would say, probably very Germanic tribe-esque furs, stuff like that, stitched not too bad. It's not like they slapped an animal pelt on them. This was worked and tan. And all you hear in front of this burning thing, do you renounce your gods?
Janek is going to polymorph into a cat.
Okay, no problem. No one really sees you either, because
And
and this person who has a very thick accent. Why are you doing this? And you see him grab the man and start pushing him to the ground. Do you renounce your paganistic heathen demons? And the guy, as he's choking on the floor, I will die for spirits. And he just lays into it with all weight. And after a moment, the body falls still. And before a lot of people start to react, there he is.
Someone not worth the dirt he stands on.
Well put. You see him dart his head over to Sedona, and he just charges up there. Do you, dirty bat, renounce your spy gods? And she kind of just looks down at him, as she is much taller. She is 7 foot, he is 5'3".
Abe is an inch taller than he is.
I know, but this one, the woman just looks down upon this manlet.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Not resent, you resemble that remark.
I felt the burn from here.
Well, he resembles and resents it both.
I'm
I
sorry.
I can honestly say that as someone who is 5'2.5" tall,
Quick
I
question.
swear to God, this wasn't a personal attack. This is just Sedona sass.
I'm
I-
sorry, but just resemble that remark.
I am completely fine with it. I am very, very comfortable with my height. I just wanted to be funny.
That was the perfect fucking joke, goddammit.
Okay. So, Sedona just kind of looks down upon him, the unchanging, unmoving face. You think I worship such things? And I'm not here to talk about beliefs, Tarde. And she kind of just, as she's been walking, she's been drifting on the ground. You can't tell if it's a graceful elf movement or just a spell. She drifts to the side and just gestures towards the orc child. A child needs healing under the gracious shadow light of your lord. Lord, why don't you just lead with that? Of course we will heal the heretics. Now come, son, come. We have to bathe you in the Lord's light. And the mother's like,
So Zach, quick question.
Yeah.
I assume he's starting to turn around and walk away.
No, he's gesturing right now for the boy to come to.
So when he walks away, can I use prestidigitation to make it look like he shit his pants?
You know what? Yeah. Yeah. You can do that right now.
Is
Well,
that
yeah,
the
probably-
thing where you get like soiled clothes or something?
Yep, you can.
Okay, so the orc mother does not leave his side still and is actually holding on to his arm.
I would also like to go up.
It's not even an illusion at that point.
So he turns around and is actually walking towards the pyre to everyone's dismay. Sedona's drifting, following behind, and you cast a spell, none the wiser as the Inquisitor Lord Cardinal Sarate now has soiled breeches, which is very odd considering his garments and vestments are red, and he wears very heavy armor over his vestments, so it looks like a very peculiar show.
Ooh, I think his age is.
They bring him
age.
very close to the pyre, towards like where you would walk up and put the bodies on. You see him begin an incantation, and the flames draw to his hand and congeal, and not to embers, not to cinder, but into a dual red light. Instead of Sedona's deep red light, which is ominous and foreboding, and he pushes this into the child. He writhes and screams. The woman grabs her sword. Before she even gets to draw it, he flicks his hand and she's frozen in place. He falls to the ground, writhing, screaming. You see, like, bits of red light run up his body as if it were a flame consuming his insides. He then gets to his, like, hands and knees and just begins vomiting violently the substance. And with that, he also just flicks his hand again. You see a radiant bolt of energy just ignite the substance as he's done upchucking it all.
Okay.
It is done. Now
I would-
accept the word of the Lord of light and shadow. You just hear a sigh from Sedona.
I'd like to help the young man up, and has the woman been unfrozen?
She has, and she is not happy.
Can I cast Cure Wounds to try to get the young man feel better?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so you feel the healing energy rush through him. However, you've healed the damage, but not the psychological, so he is shaking, there is snot running down his nose, his eyes are running, and he is sniveling. And the mother is mom mode, and she is grunting and like pretty much ready to rage.
I don't suppose that I can try it to speak to her.
You can try it, but she's not taking any hostile action yet. She has her hand on her sword, and she's slowly beginning to draw it.
Madam, your son has been healed of the disease. I understand that this might have been extremely unpleasant for him, but he is now safe and he is healthy again.
Roll persuasion. Ooh.
Oh no.
She rushes this man. Sword drawn,
Entangle!
filled with rage.
Entangle.
Janek?
Is that a strength check or a dexterity save?
Okay.
It is a strength check, but
Can I have her
anything,
rage?
anything to try to get her to not screw this up.
Janek has been watching as a cat, just kind of peeking around a corner.
Will save?
13.
Okay, so the agave begins to rush upwards out of the stone, cracking the stonework. The large needles and spines, and she just toughs through it. She got a nat 20,
Oh.
she barreling through it.
Can I match her rage?
Yeah,
I
no,
would-
this is happening. This is happening all in an instant.
Can I?
So she,
also
so
try
the man readies himself for a battle, but she just jumps up on the pyre. Not into the flames, but she's now above. The man looks around, kind of confused, backs up a few steps. She was waiting for this. She jumps down, is yelling at him. He's about to draw a sword, but he's backing up as this is happening. She gets to roll strength. Jesus Christ. She has to make a dex. Jesus Christ. Okay, so,
Oh, jeez.
okay, so, pick natural weapon. No, wait, she's proficient. She has Tavern Brawl. Jesus Christ!
Damn.
Okay, so for context, she got a nat 20 plus 5. As this character was meant to be a recurring thing, I gave her Tavern Brawler. She Sparta kicked this man down the equivalent of like 20 flights of stairs. She kicked him so hard it caved the chest plate in.
Ooh.
I have to roll a few dice. Give me a minute. Will this happen? Does this happen? Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh. She Sparta kicks this man. And he flies 15 feet forward. There's now a 15-foot drop downward. And he rolls and tumbles. Ass over face. And there's a moment. Because of the nature of his breastplate, there's a sharp point towards the back. And when he goes, do you know the scorpion thing where you kind of have your feet, you land chest first and they hang over your head?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That pointed part goes to his spine. He then, the helmet falls off and tumbles a bit forward in front of him. And though helmets are kind of tapered, so there's a bit of an edge, he falls neck first into that.
Oh god.
So that you know, he took 12 damage, and there was 3 12s. And 1 11.
Oh, damn.
Can I rush over to him to see if he's still alive?
Yes, you may, as at this point he is now at the bottom of the stairs, which is going to take you about 5 minutes to go down. So after traversing this 5 steps very quickly, his spine is punctured, his neck is snapped, and his skull is wine.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
And there is a crowd gathering in front of them of commoners, not the people that are native to this district. And they're spitting on him, and they're kicking him.
Oh, bugger. I'm out of spell slots.
Can Mawiri just
So
like,
everyone
look
from the
over?
top of the staircase sees a bunch of commons folk that are worse for wear just kicking on this person. You see a few of the people that were wearing the first skins that were in chains kicking him.
Good.
Can I attempt to take him away from the crowd?
Make a strength check and pray on it.
Wait a second. Hold on a minute. Wait a ding-dong second.
So while he's doing that, how many people are still up there in chains?
Question.
Okay, Mawiri first because I didn't hear you.
How many people are still in chains up where Mawiri is?
Currently 3 are. They're a bit more of the. They're the ones that are wearing the first colors. And they are waiting to be converted.
She's gonna go unchain them. Well,
Lucky
Abe
for
doesn't
you,
do this.
the key ring did fall off of him, so you can grab it real quick. And do you rush over to unchain them?
Yep.
So, you unchain them. They do not speak a lick of common. All they say is, Atun Atawai Rajasai? They'll kind of look at each other.
She just kind of makes like a shooing motion.
The younger of them, probably a teenager, like probably early mid-teens, younger woman, just rushes you and hugs you and then runs.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
And now guards trying to disperse the peasants, and you can make the strength check if you'd like. Meanwhile, this entire time, Sedona's just been at the top of the stairs, just kind of basking in what's happening.
Okay. So, I have a question for you, and it may sound a bit weird.
Go on, you have my attention.
So, by any chance, would I have ever seen a giant crab or a giant badger?
You would have seen a giant badger more like.
Wait, never mind. I think my strength is about the same as if I was a giant badger. Never mind. No, it's not. I'm gonna do the strength check.
Okay.
As the giant badger, I'm gonna try to pull him away from that.
Okay, so make your strength check. You pull with all your might, using every last bit of strength you had left. The crowd is already grabbing at the armor, his hands, his very mouth and jaw, and is pulling them in. You can tell there was a hatred for this man. And the guards seem to only try to make sure these people don't rip him apart, if anything.
Well, I'm gonna continue to try to get him to safety.
So as you're trying to do this repeatedly, just pushing, pulling, people are shoving you aside. You feel a hand at your shoulder.
I'm a badger.
I'm sorry.
You feel a hand on your scruff as you were then lifted.
I am a giant badger.
She's a 7-foot behemoth of a woman.
Okay, so I get picked up.
And an Akiri to you.
I am a large badger.
You should not weep for this man. Now come along, we have things to do because I'm sure the Mother Cardinal will want to speak to us. The Lady Blacklight, unfortunate.
I go back to being human. Can I just ask her, can I not to at least to attempt to make sure that he isn't gravely injured?
Kind of just like looks over to you. You can assume that there was like some warmness in her face, but this is more like you assume that there's going to be something left. And she kind of just waves her hand, and the crowd just immediately freezes in place. And their bodies kind of just convulse a little bit as they then are forced to move away against their own will.
At this,
And she puts you down.
At this, Ibrahim is just in shock and revolted by that. He then composes himself, and I am go. Can
So
I
if you know the
remember-
body is in shambles, the arm is twisted in ways it should not twist. The crotch is facing upwards for the sky, even though he's on his belly, and you can make a medicine check. You walk up to him, and there's no doubt in your mind that this man is dead and he is brutalized. He is just a twisted, mangled corpse this minute. There's nothing left of his face. He had a mustache, but that was ripped off of him. He had a goatee, that was ripped off. He had eyes, but they were plucked out. He had fingernails, but they were ripped and gouged off.
Extremely solemnly, I just begin shaking my head.
You once again feel the presence behind you. Do not mourn him, child. Do not mourn such drivel.
I would still like to pay my respects, even though that I do not know this man.
It is good that you do not. Even your ancients would look down upon him, and that says a lot. But to make this easier, I suppose, and you kind of see her extend her hand forward, and the blood begins to fade into mist. The flesh begins to erupt. Instead of the fungus you saw before, it's now light flowers, daisies, dandelion, roses. Now bloom out of the armor and clothes that was once Father Cardinal Sarde. That was much nicer than he deserved, anyways.
Ibrahim is now frozen in shock. And is kind of just staring blankly. Like 1,000 yards staring directly at the corpse.
You see her walk up to it, and then just grab the helmet, and the skull plops out, and she just snatches it midair. Her six-fingered hand claws Renee across the temples and stuff like that. And in Akira, you hear her curse this man. You took your brother's face. She just draws a claw against, like, the cheekbone, and just a chunk of it comes off. I suppose we're even now. And she just pockets the skull in that little thing that she puts her hands in.
Ibrahim is still 1,000 yards staring. He didn't even notice that. He's just shell-shocked right now.
Traumatic moment. So is everyone rushing down the stairs as well?
No.
So So she waves her hand, the people go back to their business, kind of like nothing ever really happened. So what's everyone doing upstairs then?
So Janek is a cat.
Yeah, you watch this all go down. You watch a crowd mutilate a dead body. You watch Sedona part the mad mob like the Red Seas, and then forcibly rot the body to the point where now like flowers and stuff are rooted in the stone walkway, I should say. And Jonik is just in awe and shock, and you watch her pick up the skull and just gouge a chunk of his cheekbone out.
Meanwhile, Janek in the distance.
Everyone is fearing her.
Just
So Mawiri, who
freaking
didn't see it. 'Cause she
traumatic experience.
You know what I just realized? And it kind of scares me the most, aside from all of this. I have committed a large amount of property damage to this church by using plant growth.
Yep.
And I am really hoping that this does not get me into either or legal trouble or trouble with a deity.
Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez.
Roll a D100.
Ah, jeez.
You in fact feel no difference in connection with your deity. We'll get back to that. That does affect some stuff.
I should also mention that I will be back, but just know that that was actually a perfect thing for Abe to witness, because he is going to be 1,000-yard staring just for a while. So somebody is going to have to freaking pick him up and carry him or something like that, because he ain't going to be moving under his own accord.
So you now see Sedona just walking in circles around Abe, poking him, prodding him. You then see her move her hands, and she's now like puppeting, like marionetting him. So what is everyone doing now at this new scene?
Mawiri's dying of laughter.
Janek is going to just continue watching from a distance, because he's like, he is afraid that the religious folks might get uppity about rat guy just kind of vibing, but he's also like doesn't want to get separated from the group.
I love that. They might have a problem with the rat man. Not the demon woman, but the rat man.
Yeah. He's thinking more about
Guards
himself.
are now around you. They're starting to question people around you, the other priests and clergy. They're pointing to you. However, there's no swords drawn. There's no, like, we're going to kill you right now sort of gesturing or posture.
I will be back. I have to go and give my dog his meds.
No problem. In the meantime, Sedona's getting marionetting you.
I'm gonna ask her if she can make him hit himself.
For me to go and give
So-
his meds.
So you see her lift his hand up using her thumb, her first thumb. And with her second thumb, she's just like, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
We could have a brawl with the dead body. I want to see what happens.
She's puppeting Abe!
Refrain from hitting your
Oh,
friend.
never mind. Man.
Mawiri's still laughing, by the way, but she's now more like, ah, yes, guards. Okay, then. No.
It does approach Muiri. It has a notepad in hand or clipboard. It speaks a very fancy romance language that immediately drifts when you don't understand it. Did you see what's happened here?
I saw a man burning people at a stake, choking them, And then I saw commoners just ripping into him when, for some odd reason, he just went flying down the stairs. I think his god was angry at him and just magically kicked him down the stairs.
He kind of laughs. He's like, "Oh, we would be lucky if that actually happened." And he's just writing down. I have to go for a bit because I have to use the restroom.
Okay.
So roleplay amongst yourselves, do whatever. Just realize there's now a guard around you. Who's now asking to see if you know anything else about the situation.
I hope you know anytime Mauri talks to you, it's... Hold on. Ugh. So, little fella, what did you see today? No, but in all seriousness, Helena, you wanna help me burn some shit? Wait. I love how it's only us. Because Abraham went to go give Papa meds. Janek's getting a Dr. Pepper. Get up here. Get up here. Who's back?
Mr. Guardman is back.
Oh, yay, he didn't hear anything suspicious. Nothing at all.
What did I miss?
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
All you Mauri just like crouching down, trying to like whisper talk to a 2'8" halfling and get told to fuck off.
So anyways, he now turns to the halfling. What did you see?
Not a damn thing. I'm blind as a bat.
She's too low to the ground to see anything.
I'm so low to the ground that literally I think an ant can stomp on me.
He kind of chuckles. He then turns to look at the cat. He walks away for a bit. And you see, so you guys see, because he's not out of earshot, you see him crouching, he's like doing that weird thing of like, kitty, 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 kitty.
Is this Janek?
Yes.
Janek is like up on a roof,
Yeah, he's trying to call you down.
just kind of peeking. Who is this?
This is a guard who looks very happy to see a cat.
Janek is just gonna stare.
The man gives up after a while and just kind of looks sad.
So wait, hold on. How heavy's a cat?
2 or 3 pounds.
How much
Depending
can
on
my
the cat
moth
breed.
carry?
Huh?
How much can the Watchful carry?
A lot.
Hey, moth friend.
Yeah.
Our cat's stuck in a tree in a building. Can you come bring him down?
Okay, so, Jonik. You see a very fuzzy puppy moth just come at you that's rather large.
Janek has just got the cat, the picture that I posted most recently. Just that face again.
And is going to try to snatch you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
God, I almost choked on my drink.
I know, I recognize the moth, right?
Yep.
I'm just gonna let it.
Okay, so it just grabs onto you.
I
It
have
then
become
flies down, and
a
it plops,
ragdoll cat.
it plops you down in front of Mawiri. And then it goes back to sitting upon your head.
You're gonna get an extra special scarf tonight.
happy mouth sounds.
Kitty!
It's like a little child thing of just like bum rushing and picking up.
Oh, I'm bum rushing and picking it up and then petting.
I have returned. What are we bum rushing, picking up, and petting?
So Johnny's cat got picked by Moth, is now being pet by a 2-foot-tall halfling woman. There's guards questioning people. He got marionetted up the stairs.
Yeah, Jonik. I keep saying polymorph. Jonik shape changed while he was kind of hanging out behind the group. So I'm kind of. I guess nobody knows.
I got that
Yeah.
bit.
Huh?
I got that bit.
Hmm.
I'm gonna walk up to the guard that looks kind of sad that he couldn't pet the cat and walk up to him and go, "You want to pet the kitty?"
Kitty! He just grabs you and he's like, oh, hello, kitty, kitty.
Jonik is just continuing to do the freaking 1,000-yard PTSD stare.
You're like that one cat that doesn't blink, like sitting outside someone's house.
It goes on for about all of 5 minutes and he puts you down finally.
I'm gonna pick the cat back up and keep petting.
Oh, you wanna keep a cat? Just make sure your weird spider beetle thing doesn't eat it.
Just resigned to fate.
I don't like that look.
Hey,
What?
Johnny.
Oh God.
Yes.
He looks like its existence is pain. This is what eternal suffering looks like embodied.
It's getting petted by 2 women.
Hey, there's still a guy dead outside, isn't there?
You mean the asshole?
No, the one that he killed before.
So you see a
Oh god.
bit more
He
well
looks
armed,
like-
a bit more of a well armed man in nice, very sterling, almost like bronze or gold armor. Approaches everyone. Her lady would have audience with you.
A young lady wants to have an audience with us?
He just looks down at you. And you've seen this before with the other orcs. This is like the instinct to try to kick you like a football. And you see him resist it.
For only a fraction of a second.
If anyone had mind reading, it was literally just that. I am to escort you to the manor. Or we can provide accommodation for the night. You are tired.
I mean, okay.
Okay.
He looks over to Ibram. Should we give him smelling salts?
Probably.
You see him produce this little, looks like a fish, but it's made out of silver. He pops a little head off of it and puts it
Silver.
under Ibram's gnome. Ibrahim's nose, not gnome.
Under his gnome?
He's
And
just
Ibram, you smell the most wretched smell of your life. It is the embodiment of sulfur, decaying fish, raw sewage, and burning flesh and hair.
Do I need to roll anything?
Roll a con save. So you're coughing and hacking, but you're not throwing up.
Okay. I'm going to say that I come to now. And I come to, and immediately.
You're still being marionetted, by the way.
What did I miss out of character?
A lot. So Sedona pretty much rotted his body to the point where there's nothing but plants growing out of it. His
Not me,
thing-
the other guy.
Oh. He put smelling salt under his nose and just the guard interviewing them.
Ah, right. Okay. I didn't catch the part where he got knocked out by it. So I was just like, wait, what?
She then drops the marionette spell and just kind of looks at you.
Just Abe is going to be screaming, and then he's gonna go to crying, and then he's going to curl up into the fetal position and just kind of be in that for a while.
It's not that bad. It'll be okay.
Shall we arrange for transport for this one?
I mean, I can carry him on my shoulders. It's gonna be a weird type of hold,
I
though.
can bring back the rat swarm as well.
Do it.
I think I'll carry him. I think
Okay.
we're having a problem with
What's your strength? What's your strength stat?
16.
Roll strength real quick.
If it lowers the DC, Abe only weighs 134 pounds.
Oh yeah, you got this. Then you can lift this twink of a man.
Okay.
You got carrying this man balled up, crying. As Fedora is just like kind of bent down a little bit, inspecting him, kind of just like, huh?
Wait, how much did you say you weigh?
134 pounds.
Oh no.
You weigh less than
Janik is
Mallory.
Janik is so freaking thin. I keep forgetting.
Shall we find an establishment to help him sleep this off, or shall we travel to Lady Black?
I think we need to go rest. He's kind of crying.
He is.
He stopped crying. Now he's just kind of in the fetal position, just rocking himself very, very gently back and forth.
Just hold
Are you looking for a place nearby? Are you looking for a tavern more? Are you looking for anything really, or what? What are we looking for here?
Anything that's close.
Okay, that's easy. That's easy. Follow me. I'll escort you.
Thank you.
So you get led to the living area, down a few winding areas, left, right, straight, left again, right again. And you're out of this very fine two-storied establishment, made of white marble. It has no signs in front of it other than a large four-pointed star hung above the doorway. And he just gestures for you in. Do you guys enter?
Yeah.
I don't have a choice in the matter.
He's just being carried by a 2'8" half.
So you enter a very lavishly furnished building with silk tablecloths over every area, large booths built into the stone itself. Very finely dressed women walk around, and a few men. The one wearing these very fine, like very wispy robes, and the men just wearing pretty much skirts. Like very like above the knee skirts. And they take notice, and some of them kind of stop and look, and then they see the guard, and it's like, okay. You see him walk off and talk to the barkeep, who is a... She looks human, however, her eyes are solid gold. And they exchange a few words. The barkeep laughs. He gives her a small pouch. And he leaves. He's like, she'll give you a room key. You're going to need it for that one.
Thank you.
It's the now fetal ball Abe.
I'm not just limited to turning into animals. I can also turn into a ball.
We have shapes and animals.
We're better than your average druid.
Meanwhile,
So you're now left within the inn. What would you like to do?
meanwhile, Janik is just like,
So we should probably get a room for us.
Don't you know the sniveling orc is following you because he doesn't know where his mom went?
Wait, shit, where did his mom go?
You don't know.
she just freaking Sparta kicked the guy off and then gone.
Pretty much. And Toshino Jonik, he is the one holding you.
Who is?
The sniveling half-orc. He's like holding you like a teddy bear.
Hey, Yannick is an emotional assistance rat.
Cat. He's a cat. He's a rat. He's a cat. He's a rat.
You're both at the same time.
Yes.
Instead of cat dog, it's cat rat.
Or is he a rat cat?
Do you guys approach the barkeep?
Yes.
Yes.
So they're cleaning a mug right now, and just kind of watch you approach. Lean up against the bar a little bit. So what can I do for you lot?
We need a room.
You had one paid.
Can we put our friend in it?
Maybe he might not fit.
I mean, he is kind of tall.
You see the barkeep leaning really close, and pretty much hangs over the bar a little bit. You're a different one, aren't you?
In many ways.
Stay here. She kind of walks off and goes up the stairs. They walked down and said, "Someone wishes to speak with you."
Oh, yay. Can we be shown where the room is so we can put our friend in here?
She wants to speak with him as well.
I mean, if she can wake him out of his, shock, I guess? Sure.
Can we at least take him to a room so that he can try to wash up some of the tears off his face?
That was him.
No, this is of dire importance.
Okay, whatever.
So she leads you up the stairs. And as soon as you get to the top, you see her push in the side railing and it sinks into the wall. And then you walk up, and then, for whatever reason, now you're just walking down. You're led into this grand chamber where the floor is almost gold. There's a singular tree of white marble just growing out with golden leaves that drips this weird pearl-like milk. Behind the tree is a grand throne. Well, I wouldn't say throne, but it's more of a lounge chair with a throne motif to it.
Someone's got a big ego.
Do we see anybody sitting?
Yep. It is a very ambiguous looking person. Large, long robes, a porcelain mask upon their face, a hood drawn up.
We were told you wanted to see us.
You see her or them tent their fingers, their nails pink gold, and you hear them gently click. Well, it's not very often that we have such famous company. First day in the city, and you killed Father Sarde. You can count me interested.
Wait, that piece of garbage had a name?
Yes, he did, unfortunately. And she leans in real close and just kind of like fake whispers, and some of them come in here.
What, garbage?
They're only garbage when it comes to social. Sexual, that's a different matter, but we'll not get into that, but we're not talking. So, Mother Sarda gets kicked off the steep by a rampaging orc mother. The same individuals who witnessed this show up on my doorstep with a crowned official into my establishment. I understand the proximity to myself, but perhaps you can understand my cautious in the situation. And you actually now look around you, and there's grand paintings all around this area. There's even a marble statue to her left. And she kind of looks down at the shniveling mess of both Ibram and the orc Keen. They get up. And they're gently walking. You can hear the gentle clatter of their bare feet against this very finely well-kept floor. And even before you see a cloaked figure with a porcelain mask looking down at you.
Abraham has retreated into his mind and is just envisioning himself next to an oasis right now, out in the desert.
You feel the softest caress of your faith. And all those feelings of fear, doubt, anxiety fade and melt away.
Silas, that's poison! What the fuck are you doing?
Hello?
Sorry, he keeps on freaking picking up the ant traps I have around my room with his mouth and then freaking, like, putting them up on my bed and shit, and they have poison in them to kill ants.
Oh, the poor thing.
Menace to society.
It really is, though.
Absolute mad lad.
Okay, so, sorry. All of the anxiety and all the worries went away?
Yep. You're now in a very odd and unusual forced state of contentment. You are aware of what happened before this, but are pretty much compelled to stay in the state of calm.
Well, shit. Okay, so my character is forcibly calm.
Yep.
The fact I have to squirt him to get him to stay away from the fucking poison really shows you how smart of a cat he is. Sorry.
What makes you feel
Again.
like my dogs are the same way?
Hmm?
My dogs are the same way.
So wait, you're in this forcible state of calm.
Mm-hmm.
Does that help any, dear?
Who did this? Exactly?
This porcelain cloaked figure.
What language did she say it in?
It's in common because she does not know the language you speak.
I just looked to her confused.
She does this once over, you going around a circle as you're still being carried by Helena. And now in fluent Akiri. Is this any better?
Yes, but I don't want it to be.
And right about now is when the spell would fade. So it's for-
And back he goes.
you hear this person sigh. Well, let's get to business then, I suppose.
We did ask to get a room to at least calm him down for a little bit, but we were told you were of great most importance to see.
I am, dearest. I am. Orcs get let into our city. A person brings forth a non-believer to Father Sarde. Then he dies. This attracts the attention of Lady Blacklight. And I have a proposition. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Okay, doke.
To let you guys know, you level up.
Oh!
Hey, I thought you said it was gonna take a while.
It's
It was because y'all chilled until Dalmora.
been a few sessions.
Hey, you get a private.
The milestone was reaching to one of the representatives of any faction.
Plus, we did actually do a fight. It was kind of fun.
So, are we gonna have a long rest after this?
Oh yeah, after you settle things with person.
So, rolling for health?
Yep.
My masterpiece is